Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down this week's 40 most played country songs in the nation, as compiled by MediaBase 24/7 for the chart week of November 30th, 2024. Got three debuts on the chart this week, but before we get to those, let's take a look back at last week's top three. Number three was "I Am Not Okay" by Jelly Roll. At number two was "Lies, Lies, Lies" by Morgan Wallen, and the number one song last week was "One Bad Habit" by Tim McGraw. Now, where will Tim be at on this week's countdown? We'll find out soon. First, we get started with newcomer Josh Rouse spending a third week at number 40 with his first chart single called Single Again. And here's the first of our debut tunes coming in at number 39. It's the fourth top 40 hit by Megan Moroney. Her last time on the chart, she reached number 13 back in July with I'm Not Pretty. Her latest is called Am I Okay? At number 38, up a notch, here's Old Dominion with Coming Home. Here's the second of our debuts, coming in at number 37. It's the 49th top 40 hit by Blake Shelton. His last solo appearance was back in February of 2023 when he reached number 18 with Nobody. His new one is called Texas. At number 36, up two spots, here's Scotty McCreery with Fall of Summer. And here's our third debut this week, coming in at number 35. It's the seventh top 40 hit for Jelly Roll. It's a follow up to his recent number one hit, I Am Not Okay. It's called Liar. And with those three debuts, we say goodbye to three droppers falling out this week. Darkest Hour by Eric Church, American Girl by Dirk Bentley, and Sounds Like the Radio by Zach Top. On with the countdown, leaping three spots to number 34, Kelsey Ballerini and Noah Kahan with Cowboys Cry Too. Up a couple to number 33, it's Jason Aldean with Whiskey Drink. Up two to number 32, Miranda Lambert with Wranglers. And for a second week at number 31, it's Kelsey Hart with Life With You. Leaping three to number 30 in his 12th week of the 40, here's Kenny Chesney with Just to Say We Did. Up a notch to number 29, here's Chris Janson with What You See Is What You Get. Well, here's probably one of the biggest drops from number one we've had in the 21st century and probably in the last 40 years. From number one last week all the way down to 28, here's Tim McGraw with One Bad Habit. In his sixth week in the countdown, he's up two to 27. Bailey Zimmerman with Holy Smokes. Here's one of two songs tied for this week's biggest mover, up six spots to number 26. Here's Low Cash with Hometown Home. Moving up three to number 25, Cody Johnson and Carrie Underwood with I'm Gonna Love You. Up three to number 24, it's Cole Swindell with Forever to Me. Up a couple to number 23, it's John Morgan and Jason Aldean called Friends Like That. Up four spots to number 22, it's Dylan Scott with This Town's Been Too Good to Us. At number 21, up a couple, it's Matt Stale and Breaking in Boots. Just his 11th week in the countdown, he's up two to number 20, Jordan Davis with I Ain't Saying. At number 19 for a second week, it's Chris Stapleton with Think I'm in Love with You. Up three spots to number 18, Post Malone and Luke Combs called Guy for That. At number 17, moving up three spots, Lainey Wilson with 4x4 by You. Easing up one to number 16, it's Riley Green with Damn Good Day to Leave. At number 15, fifth week in a row, it's Keith Urban with Messed Up Is Me. Moving up four spots to number 14, just its fifth week on the chart, it's Morgan Wallen with Love Somebody. At number 13 for a second week, it's Dan and Shay with Bigger Houses. Up a couple to number 12, it's Tucker Wetmore and Wind Up Missing You. Just a step away from the top 10, up a notch to 11, it's Dylan Marlowe and Dylan Scott called Boys Back Home. Right, easing down a notch to number 10 with our former number one hit, it's Kane Brown and Marshmello called Miles on It. At number 9 with a former number one hit, it's Shabuzi, a bar song, Tipsy. Right, leaping into the top 10, up three spots to number 8. This becomes the first top 10 hit for both Cole Wetzel and Jesse Murph. Their song is called High Road. Here's a former number one, down five spots from number 2 to number 7. It's Morgan Wallen and Lies, Lies, Lies. Easing up one to number 6 this week, it's Ella Langley with Riley Green called You Look Like You Love Me. Slipping a notch to number 5 with the former number one hit, it's Post Malone with Blake Shelton called Pour Me a Drink. At number 4, easing down a notch, it's Jelly Roll and I Am Not Okay. Moving up three spots to number 3 this week, it's Parmalee with Gonna Love You. And here's the other song that makes the 6 notch jump this week, tying for this week's fastest climbing hit from number 8 to number 2. It's George Burns with Cowboy Songs. And the number 1 song in country music this week, moving up 4 spots from number 5 to number 1, taking 27 weeks to get here, and this becomes the 23rd number 1 country hit for Thomas Rhett. The song is called Beautiful Is You. And that is our countdown of this week's 40 most played country hits. Join me again next week. Once again, we will count them down and find out who's got the number 1 country hit in the USA.